All right, guys, it is January 22nd, and if we take a look at the rankings on the sheet here, and I'll put a link in the description for the spreadsheet if you want to follow along. This is the best the sheet has looked here for the bulls in a couple of weeks, I think. Index is at 72% of max strength, Big 10 at 64% of max strength, sectors at 61. Total score of 63% of max strength puts us in a bullish market. So we went from bullish to a little bit neutral. S&P's pull back to a weekly 21 EMA. QQQ pulls back to its weekly 21. Bullish to neutral, all back to bullish. So from here, it is the bulls market to lose. And I'll give you a couple of levels. For the QQQ, I'm watching that 515. One thing we do have right now is a lot of good-looking squeeze action. More importantly, on bigger time frames. More importantly, bigger time frame squeezes in the important names. S&P's, QQQ, Amazon, Nvidia, Google, all the above. In that 3-day, 2-day daily squeeze, they keep it above that 515-ish, above the 50, above the 21 EMA. For the most part, it all leans pretty bullish. 11 out of 15 on a scoreboard, bull trend, bull structure, above that 515, then they can work on trying to get that momentum cross. If they can take our MACD back above zero, we should be positioned for a push here back towards the highs. So 515 for the Q-tips, and then for the S&Ps here, also in a 3-day, 2-day daily squeeze, I'm watching 59.50-ish. They pull back in at 6,000, they keep it above the 50, keep it above the 21 EMA. You could argue QQQ does look a little better than the S&Ps, I would agree. 8 out of 15, bull trend, neutral structure, bear momentum. So S&Ps maybe have a couple more things to try to clean up here. I think they can clean them up above that 59.50. So good progress for the indexes, and then back to the sheet we go. And for the Big 10 here, before we jump in, let me show you the chart of the Big 10. Right, my favorite 10 stocks in a weighted ETF. A lot of squeezes here for the Big 10. 3-day squeeze, a 2-day, a daily, a 4-hour, a 1-hour, a 30, a 15, and the 5. Now, I've got no idea when and if they fire. I also have no idea if they fire to the upside. Probabilities-wise, most things point towards they do want to fire long. And, what I do know is last time we had that big multi-squeeze on the Big 10, made for a really good December, really good Q4. Made for my first 6-figure month. So checking out the 3-day squeeze here. Again, no guarantee they have to fire it to the upside, but compare it to the previous 3-day squeeze, and you got some similarities. 15 out of 15, bull trend, bull structure, bull momentum. A plus 3-day squeeze, just like the one you had back here. So definitely got to watch that develop. And then as far as the daily chart goes, trend looking good, structure looking good. Give that a little more time here. If they can get momentum back above zero, then I think just like your daily squeeze back here, they should be in a good spot for a push higher. Meaning what? Doesn't mean every one of these 10 names goes higher. Just means collectively, 2, 3, 4, maybe 5 of them should be making pretty good action. My job is to take advantage of all that. So if the Big 10 chart looks bullish, then we want to look at our top, 2, 3, 4, 5 names. And for now, they would be TSM, Google, Broadcom, Amazon, Meta. Honorable mention being Tesla and Nvidia. All right, so for Google here, really clean daily squeeze. The only thing that can make it a little bit better would be getting momentum back above zero. They've got everything else lined up here. In an uptrend, good structure, printing that brand new squeeze above the 21 EMA. If they get momentum back in the favor of the bulls here, should be in good shape for a breakout, and I think a push into 205, 206. If we drop down to our 4-hour chart, for the first time since late December, they're trying to get that momentum turn here on the 4-hour. That can help that 4-hour squeeze fire long. If they break a 4-hour squeeze long, they probably try to go and wake up that daily squeeze. So I am liking Google here, and then let's go take a peek at Amazon. Another name where I think you're poised for a breakout, if they can get the thumbs up from momentum. Structure lines up for a push. The trend is bullish. 13 out of 15. Brand new daily squeeze. Could be poised for a good time here. All right, and then for the Broadcoms, TSMs of the world, I think one of the better in the bigger setups right now has got to be that multi-squeeze setup here in the SMH, which we bought last week. We came in my room. We bought the 300 call for April expiration. Let me grab it here on the chain for you. Not Apple, SMH. Right, so we got about 85 days till expiration. Right, given that thing all the time in the world, or what should be all the time in the world, and we're out there buying that 300 call. So if we look at the SMH on the daily chart, they just fired the squeeze to the upside. All right, good trend, all the above, 15 out of 15. If we pull up our 2-day squeeze here, at the moment, pretty much picture perfect. What I really like about it is timing for momentum. Momentum crosses negative back here in November, and now for the first time since November, you are getting that turn back to the, back to the buy side. In a big squeeze with good trend and good structure. So essentially, that momentum turn, it kind of gives the bulls a fresh tank of gas. Then they can take off and they can try to make that move. Very clean 2-day squeeze, very clean 3-day squeeze. All right, another fresh momentum turn. The first fresh turn since back here in July. It's been a bit of a momentum drought. And then up here on the weekly, good trend, good structure. Might take a couple of weeks. If they can turn up momentum on the weekly chart, then I think they're poised for a breakout and a push into 290, 300. Which obviously I'm targeting here with the April 300 call. So that's a current trade we got working right now. If we pull up the old TSM here, very clean. White arrow on the weekly squeeze, A+ on the 3-day squeeze. If we take a look here at Broadcom, overall really good with a brand new daily squeeze setting up. But a lot like your Google, a lot like your Amazon, they're lacking that momentum turn. With a gap into 245, they might get that turn here at the open. Should put that squeeze in a good spot for a breakout, maybe a move into 255, 260. So overall, I do like the SMH. However, if we're trying to get the SMH into, $290, $300 into March and April, a big part of that will have to be Nvidia, which we all know as of late has been a little bit rough around the edges. If they can keep it above 140, I think Nvidia might be in better standing. They did get a close above 140 yesterday, and looking like a gap into about 145 this morning. So little progress here from the Nvid. Another name with a pretty big multi-squeeze. Weekly squeeze, brand new actually. Yeah, I don't think I saw that yesterday. Well, I'll be damned. Weekly, 3-day, 2-day, daily squeeze setup here for Nvidia. The timing might be a little bit tricky, but for conversation's sake, if they break the thing long, right now our weekly target sits around $1.65. If they do break it out, by the time they break it out, that target's probably closer to $1.70. So that is the theme of the game right now, my friends. Bulls made a lot of progress. If they can keep the progress, your SMHs, your S&Ps, QQQs, Nvidias, Googles, Amazons of the world, all setting up in pretty big multi-time frame squeeze setups. They can usually lead to some pretty big moves to the upside. So keep an eye on them. As always, thank you for watching. Have a great day, and I will talk to y'all in the next one. Adios.